Chosen one, this is the hour of divine astonishment. Heaven has spoken, and the word sent forth over your life carries a vibration of holy reversal. You are reverting, not into confusion, not into immaturity, but into the sacred youth of your spirit. The Lord declares, I am turning the clock backward for my beloved, that what was lost to time may live again. For too long, your soul has borne the dust of delay and the fatigue of waiting. Your prayers have grown heavy, and your laughter has felt distant. Yet even now, the Ancient of Days is touching the timeline of your destiny, and what seemed aged, weary, and diminished is being renewed by his breath. This is the season when divine restoration overrides natural limitation. The hands of the heavenly clock are moving in reverse, not to erase your history, but to redeem it. The one who made time can bend it, and he is bending it in your favor. You will feel your spirit quicken. The pulse of purpose will throb again in your chest. There will be a holy freshness about you, a fragrance of morning where there was once the scent of yesterday's toil. God is not taking you backward in failure. He is returning you to the original brightness of your calling. You are reverting into faith unspoiled by fear, into vision untouched by disappointment, into joy untainted by sorrow. Heaven is saying, my child, you shall know again the thrill of new beginnings. The announcement has gone forth. The decree has been sealed. The reversal has begun. Chosen one, the Lord says, what once leaked away through years of endurance, I now refill in a single breath, the strength that seemed to fade, the enthusiasm that was quietly stolen by disappointment, the light that dimmed beneath burdens, all of it is being restored. The divine current of renewal is flowing through your being even now. Heaven has observed the countless days when you pressed forward out of obedience, not excitement. You kept walking, even when your steps dragged through spiritual mud. But hear this, the exhaustion was not the end of you, it was the soil for your rebirth. The Father who numbers your days has placed his hand upon the worn edges of your timeline and whispered, reverse. This is the moment when divine energy begins to rise from the ashes of perseverance. You will notice subtle shifts first, a sudden burst of creativity, a desire to dream again, a forgotten song humming inside your heart. That is the evidence of the reversal. The hand of time, once pressing down, is now lifting. Where the years seem to subtract, God is adding back multiplied vigor and possibility. The Lord is saying, you have not lost time. I have stored it. The joy you thought had expired is returning in greater purity, washed by endurance and matured by patience. The laughter that once felt childish will now carry wisdom, yet remain light and free. You will no longer measure yourself by the weariness of the past season. You will measure yourself by the wind of the Spirit, now blowing behind you. This is what divine youth feels like. Not naivety, but the holy vitality of a soul that trusts again. The Father declares, you are being remade in the rhythm of renewal. Every cell of your spirit is learning to rejoice again. Chosen one, heaven whispers over you now, I am undoing the fatigue that has layered itself upon your soul. The years that pressed on you like weight are being lifted as the breath of God moves through every weary place. For too long you have walked beneath invisible heaviness, smiling outwardly, yet inwardly drained by the waiting, by the repetition of unanswered prayers. But hear this truth, the delay did not diminish you, it deepened you. The Lord allowed the soil of your heart to rest, so that when he poured new oil upon you, it would not leak through cracks of haste. This reversal is holy, and it begins deep within the unseen corners of your being. You will notice a lightness coming, not just in your body, but in your emotions, your spirit, even your thoughts. Where there was sluggishness, there will be swift understanding. Where there was confusion, there will be divine clarity. The breath of the Almighty is turning your sighs into songs again. The Father is saying, you will no longer drag yesterday's dust into tomorrow's promise. The weariness that became normal will no longer fit you. It will feel foreign, as if it belongs to someone you no longer are. You will rise each day sensing movement, as though heaven itself has shifted you into a new wind. This is not a gradual revival, it is a sudden reversal. The Spirit of the Lord is realigning your inner rhythm to match the pulse of youth renewed. Remember, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, Isaiah 40:31. That word is not metaphor, it is motion. You are mounting, ascending, rising into vitality once more. What once was dull and predictable is being painted again with divine color. God says, I'm not only restoring your energy, I'm restoring your wonder. And soon you will realize the tired you is gone and the vibrant you has returned. Chosen one, every stretch of time that felt wasted has secretly been sacred preparation. Heaven did not overlook a single tear or the long seasons where you moved forward by faith alone. You wondered whether the delay meant denial, but it was divine design. The Lord was tempering you, building the depth that joy would later fill. Now that the reversal is being released, you will see that no year was ever truly lost. It was stored like seed in the ground of endurance. When God restores, he does not simply return what was taken, he multiplies it. The years you thought were empty are about to bloom all at once. The field of your spirit is awakening with color, as though spring itself has entered your soul. You will understand that the slowing down was never punishment, it was precision. Heaven waited until the exact moment when your character could carry the weight of renewed promise. This is why the fresh strength now coming upon you feels both familiar and matured. It carries innocence without ignorance, enthusiasm balanced with wisdom. The Lord is saying, because you waited rightly, you will now move swiftly. The drag of delay will turn into acceleration. The prayers you thought had expired are regerminating in the soil of divine timing. Every no you endured was clearing space for this perfect yes. Now your heart will beat again with holy curiosity. Ideas long shelved will stir. Old dreams will reappear but dressed in new glory. You will feel as though life has been rewound to a brighter chapter, yet this time you hold understanding that youth once lacked. Do not mourn the years gone by. They have become the foundation for this surge of renewal. The God who formed time has folded it, and the edges meet in your present moment. The long preparation is over. Purpose is calling you forward in strength. Chosen one, joy is returning, not as a fleeting feeling, but as a holy fire. God is reigniting within you the ability to feel alive again. The dull gray that tried to settle over your soul is breaking apart under the brilliance of divine laughter. You will laugh again, but this time it will be laughter rooted in revelation. You will not laugh from entertainment but from awareness, because you will see what God was doing all along. Where despair tried to plant its roots, joy will now bloom. The Father says, your joy shall be your strength, and your laughter shall terrify the enemy. There was a season where you stopped dreaming because the dreams themselves became painful reminders of delay. But now the Lord is healing that very place. He's breathing into your imagination, clearing the dust from long-forgotten hopes. Expect the sudden urge to create, to build, to sing again. These are not distractions. They are signals of resurrection. God is reviving the art of your soul. You will wake up with color in your thoughts, melody in your heart, and divine curiosity stirring like a child discovering the world anew. That is what spiritual youth feels like, fearless wonder reborn. The Lord is removing the filter of cynicism that once muted your view of the world. Where you saw impossibility, you will now see promise. Where you expected pain, you will now anticipate miracles. The Holy Spirit is repainting your emotional landscape. God says, the era of numbness is over. You will feel again, deeply, freely, safely. Joy will not visit you as a guest. It will move in as a resident. And every place that sorrow occupied will now become a garden where praise grows effortlessly. Chosen one, prepare for divine acceleration. The Spirit of the Lord is breathing vitality back into your physical and spiritual frame. You will sense energy that cannot be explained by rest or diet or circumstance. This is heaven's infusion, the supernatural stamina that comes when divine purpose aligns with divine timing. God is saying you will run again. The fatigue that once felt permanent is being uprooted. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead is now quickening your mortal body. Do not question it when you suddenly feel like moving, planning, or rebuilding. That is the Spirit-stirring movement inside of you. You will no longer move through obligation, but through overflow. This renewal is contagious. Those near you will feel the same pulse of new life. The Lord is reminding you of Isaiah 40:31. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. That word renew means exchange. God is exchanging your exhaustion for his energy, your heaviness for his lightness, your slow rhythm for his divine pace. You will find that your body cooperates with your calling again. You will awaken with ideas that energize you, with assignments that bring joy instead of dread. This is not emotional hype. It is divine health returning to your soul. The same God who restores youth like the eagle is lifting your wings once more. The time of dragging is over. You will glide on the currents of grace. This is your reactivation moment, the breath of God returning motion to your purpose. Chosen one, your creativity is holy. It was never mere talent, and it was divine expression. The enemy tried to mute it through disappointment and delay, but now God is restoring it with greater purity. The Lord says, I am reawakening the rivers of creation within you. You will find ideas flowing freely again, not from pressure, but from presence. Every creative gift within you is being baptized in new fire. The projects you abandoned will call to you. The pen will move easily. The melody will return. Your creativity will not only be art, it will be prophecy. Everything you produce in this new season will carry resurrection power. The Lord is rewriting your creative DNA. You will no longer create from pain, but from promise. The same hand that shaped galaxies is guiding your expression. What once felt blocked will now burst forth effortlessly. You are being reminded that divine imagination is not childish. It is kingdom intelligence. Even the smallest ideas will carry eternal weight. You are stepping into your spiritual adolescence, that sweet, bold stage of wonder where you dare to dream impossible things again. Heaven is saying what you create will heal others because it flows from your own healing. The reversal is visible now. Stagnation is giving way to inspiration. This is what it means to revert, to return to the original joy of making things with God. Chosen one, your sight is being healed. Not the natural eyes, but the inner vision that once saw clearly yet grew dim through disappointment. God is polishing the lens of your spirit. You will see the future again, not as a distant mirage, but as a real horizon. The Lord says, lift up your eyes, for I am showing you what's next. The blurry outlines of destiny are becoming sharp. You will look at yourself and see purpose where you once saw fatigue. You will look at challenges and see opportunity where you once saw limitation. Vision is life, and God is giving it back to you. Just as the morning dew renews the earth, so the Spirit renews the eyes of your heart. The weariness that clouded your sight is dissolving. You will see with clarity and courage, no longer afraid of what's ahead. God says, I am restoring prophetic perspective. You will no longer live by memory, but by revelation. Dreams will return in the night. New strategies will form in prayer. The future you once feared will now feel exciting. You are being invited to see with the eyes of faith again. The reversal is not just physical, it is visionary. You are regaining the eyes of youth, full of wonder and bold expectation. Chosen one, hope is sacred, and yours is being healed. The Lord saw when your hope grew tired, when believing began to hurt. Yet he never condemned your weariness. He kept your ember alive until now. God is saying, I am breathing on your remaining spark until it becomes flame again. Hope is not optimism. It is divine memory, remembering what God said even when life forgot. That memory is being restored. You will no longer brace for disappointment. You will expect fulfillment. The years of hoping without seeing have made your faith strong enough to hold what's coming. Heaven calls this your recovery of hope, the reversal of despair. You will find yourself smiling at the future, not from denial, but from revelation. Romans 5:5 says, hope does not disappoint. You are entering the proof of that promise. Even as you read this, your heart is expanding again. That warmth is heaven refilling you. Every time you dared to hope and felt crushed, God was collecting those pieces. Now he returns them to you as unbreakable faith. The old version of you hoped timidly. The new you hopes boldly. This is the sacred reversal, where broken expectations become divine confidence. Chosen one, everything around you is changing because everything within you is changing. Heaven is altering the atmosphere of your life. The heaviness that hung over your days is lifting. The spiritual climate is shifting toward breakthrough. God is declaring, the old season has expired. You will feel it tangibly. A lighter air, a clearer mind, a peaceful stillness replacing pressure. Your home, your work, your relationships, all will feel the ripple of this renewal. What once drained you will now delight you. Where tension filled the air, peace will reign. You are walking under a new sky of divine favor. The reversal is not partial. It is complete. Even your countenance will reflect it. Others will see the glow of new life upon you. God is not merely refreshing you. He is reintroducing you. You are being presented again to the world, not as the weary survivor, but as the renewed vessel of his glory. Expect divine encounters, unexpected favor, and unexplainable peace. The atmosphere has shifted because your spirit has. The reversal has reached fullness. The tired is gone. The fresh has come, and you, chosen one, are brand new. Chosen one, your inner being is awakening at a level deeper than emotion or thought. It is as though the architecture of your soul, the quiet pattern of how you hope, believe, and breathe, is being rewritten. Every message that once told you to shrink or settle is being replaced by the rhythm of life itself. The Spirit is teaching your heart new language, the dialect of restoration. You are learning again how to expect good things, how to reach without fear of loss. The core of you is remembering what it means to live from divine possibility rather than human limitation. The reversal has touched the roots. It is rewriting your spiritual DNA. Within this renewal, a softness returns. The guardedness that grew around your heart during seasons of survival is dissolving. You will notice compassion flowing easily again. Tears will come, not from pain, but from tenderness. Your heart will beat with empathy for others because it finally rests in safety. This is holy youth, an open heart without suspicion, a fearless ability to love. The Father's kindness is teaching you that vulnerability is strength, and that purity of motive carries real power. You are rediscovering the courage to care deeply. The Lord of Peace is bringing alignment between your thoughts and your faith. Where your logic once battled your hope, there will now be harmony. Insight will flow effortlessly with inspiration. The renewal of the mind is not a single event. It is the steady tuning of your inner instrument until it resonates with heaven's key. You will think clearer, discern faster, and rest easier. This too is youth restored, the freshness of a mind unburdened by overthinking, trusting that wisdom and wonder can coexist. Chosen one, even memory is being healed. God is not erasing your story, He is removing its sting. Moments that once echoed with shame or regret will now speak of grace. When you recall them, peace will accompany the memory instead of pain. The past will lose its power to interrupt your present. This is the mercy of renewal. What once wounded becomes testimony. The scars remain, but they shine instead of ache. You are free to remember without reliving. Chosen one, renewal first appears as rest. After the long years of pushing through duty and fear, grace now teaches you to breathe again. Rest is not idleness. It is the divine pause in which new strength gathers. In stillness, the pulse of heaven becomes audible. The mind quiets, and what once felt chaotic begins to arrange itself into order. This holy calm is the soil where creativity germinates. You will find that when you rest in faith, time itself seems to cooperate. What required striving before now unfolds naturally. You are being shown that divine productivity begins with peace. Out of renewal comes clarity of expression. The voice that once trembled under self-doubt grows confident again. Words rise not to impress but to bless. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to breathe encouragement. You will notice that your speech carries new weight, calm authority tempered by gentleness. It is the sound of a spirit healed. What you say now plants seeds instead of thorns, and those who hear you will feel lighter because truth spoken in love always liberates. As freshness returns, so does understanding. You begin to see the pattern behind your path, how every delay was a disguised mercy, every closed door a redirection. Wisdom is not age, it is perspective purified by faith. In this new clarity, you stop resenting what slowed you down and start blessing it. Gratitude replaces bitterness. The mind, once crowded with why, relaxes into trust. You realize that maturity and youth can coexist, that wonder guided by insight is the most powerful form of wisdom. Confidence is re-entering your bones. Not arrogance, but the steady knowing that you are equipped for what lies ahead. Fear once disguised itself as humility, convincing you to shrink. Now courage stands tall, clothed in peace. Every step feels anchored. Every plan breathes assurance. You are walking with the quiet certainty of someone who has survived the storm and discovered their unbreakable core. This is what true renewal feels like. A calm boldness that neither rushes nor retreats. Delight is coming home. Tasks that once felt mechanical are suddenly enjoyable again. You catch yourself smiling for no reason, humming while you work. The heaviness that dulled simple pleasures has lifted. This is sacred play, the divine reminder that joy and holiness belong together. You are free to laugh without guilt, to take pleasure in progress without pride. Delight is proof that the heart has healed. Renewal never happens in isolation. As light fills you, it attracts others who carry their own flickering flames. You will find new companions, people who speak the same language of restoration. Together, you will form circles of encouragement where fatigue once reigned. Community becomes a mirror, reflecting your growth and magnifying it. The loneliness of the old season fades. Belonging replaces striving. Shared faith multiplies strength. Time itself begins to feel friendly again. Days that used to blur together now hold texture and meaning. Morning feels like invitation, evening like fulfillment. You notice small details, the changing light, the rhythm of routine, and they feel sacred. You no longer chase the future. You inhabit the present fully. This is what it means for the clock to turn backward. Not to return to the past, but to recover wonder in each moment. With your inner world healed, connections around you shift. Old misunderstandings dissolve. Forgiveness flows more easily. You listen differently, speak differently, and people respond. Renewal within always creates renewal without. Some relationships will rekindle with new grace. Others will gently release so that healthier ones can grow. Either way, peace remains your companion. The once guarded now moves freely again. Fresh strength breeds curiosity. You begin to explore again. Ideas, places, possibilities long postponed. The horizon expands, and with it, your confidence. Renewal does not trap you in comfort. It propels you toward adventure. Dreams that seem too large now feel attainable because you no longer measure them by your ability, but by grace's capacity. Each new endeavor becomes worship, an act of trust that the same power that restored you will sustain you. Finally, awareness settles in. You have changed. Not superficially, but at the deepest layer. What once exhausted you now energizes you. What once frightened you now excites you. You recognize your own resilience, yet you know it came from beyond you. Gratitude anchors you. Humility steadies you. Renewal has become identity, not event. You walk lighter because you carry nothing that isn't necessary. This is the threshold between restoration and empowerment, the space where the renewed spirit begins to act from abundance rather than absence. The spirit of fear is losing its hold. Courage, long buried under caution, is standing tall again. You will feel boldness returning, an eagerness to step forward even when outcomes are uncertain. The Lord's strength within you makes you brave, not reckless but resolute. The same heart that once trembled will now roar with quiet confidence. Fear cannot coexist with perfect love, and love now fills you completely. This courage will open doors that timidity once kept closed. The gift of childlike awe is being restored. The world around you, once dulled by routine, will sparkle again with divine hints. You will notice the detail of light on leaves, the rhythm of laughter, the gentle orchestration of grace in everyday life. Wonder is worship disguised as curiosity, and it is returning to you in full measure. To be spiritually young is to be amazed again, at creation, at people, at mercy renewed each morning. Gratitude is becoming your new gravity. Instead of measuring what is missing, your heart will instinctively count what remains. This constant thanksgiving will strengthen your spirit more than striving ever could. Joy grows best in grateful soil. Every simple blessing, a sunrise, a kind word, a quiet breakthrough, will feed the roots of your renewal. Gratitude is how youth of spirit sustains itself. It keeps the heart supple and the eyes bright. Chosen one, renewal is not only restoration, it is enlargement. Your capacity for purpose, for relationship, for influence is stretching. Where exhaustion once narrowed your reach, fresh strength now extends it. You will find yourself able to carry vision without burnout, to serve without resentment, to lead without losing peace. This is maturity wrapped in youthful energy, the ability to do more with less strain, because grace is the source of motion. Expectation is breathing again inside you. It no longer whispers maybe, it declares surely. You will look toward tomorrow without dread. Faith and optimism will walk hand in hand, producing calm anticipation. Hope will no longer be a gamble, but a rhythm. Every sunrise will feel like a promise kept. Expectancy is the fragrance of spiritual youth. It perfumes every plan with possibility. The Lord has retuned your inner clock to ring with excitement rather than alarm. Finally, renewal reveals itself outwardly. Light will seem to accompany you. Others will notice peace before you speak. This is not cosmetic. It is the visible evidence of inward transformation. Your demeanor, your voice, even your presence will carry rest. The glow of rejuvenation cannot be imitated. It is the mark of one who has met mercy and survived it whole. You have become living testimony that time surrendered to God is never wasted. The reversal is complete. You shine with the brilliance of beginning again. Chosen one, renewal was never meant to stop with you. It flows through you, into everything you touch. Strength is returning so you can build again, families, dreams, and communities. The energy of youth within your spirit is power with purpose. You will find yourself finishing old assignments with ease and beginning new ones with joy. The heaviness that once made every step a burden is gone. Lightness now carries you. This empowerment does not shout. It hums quietly beneath your actions, a steady current of divine momentum. What once took effort now feels natural because grace has become muscle memory. You are stepping into the rhythm of divine productivity, where work becomes worship and motion becomes praise. Every reversal carries responsibility. The same renewal that revived you now calls you to rebuild. Broken projects, neglected callings, forgotten gardens, all are waiting for your touch. The Lord has not renewed you so you can retreat, but so you can restore. You will see where foundations must be relaid, where hope must be planted again. Do not rush. Move with calm precision. You are not racing time anymore. You are walking in step with eternity. Rebuilding will not exhaust you. It will exhilarate you. What once felt impossible will unfold easily because divine favor is the architect now. Chosen one, your renewed energy will overflow in kindness. Compassion will rise where fatigue once ruled. You will look at others through fresh eyes, seeing potential instead of failure, need instead of nuisance. The new youth within you expresses itself through generosity. You will serve, give, and speak life without calculation simply because it feels natural again. Service will not drain you. It will refill you. The fountain that God has opened in your heart will never run dry as long as you keep pouring it outward. With renewal comes holy confidence. The timid believer you once were has matured into a bold visionary. Faith is no longer a concept, but a posture. It shapes how you move and decide. You will speak with conviction, pray with authority, and plan without fear of failure. Doubt will still whisper, but it will no longer direct you. Courage is your new language. Each act of obedience will echo like a shout across time, reminding the world that renewal is real and that faith still moves mountains. Chosen one, you were not revived merely to exist. You were awakened to fulfill purpose. The gifts within you, once dormant, are now stretching, alive with possibility. Ideas come quickly. Solutions appear where there were only questions. The divine spark within you is aligning your skills, timing, and relationships for maximum impact. You will notice opportunities appearing as confirmations, not coincidences. Purpose will no longer feel like a mystery, but like an unfolding map whose landmarks you now recognize. You have re-entered the flow of destiny. The renewal of your spirit will naturally widen your reach. Others will sense your peace and seek your perspective. Influence will come not from striving, but from stability. People are drawn to light that does not flicker. You will guide, teach, or simply embody renewal by how you live. The reversal that God began within you becomes testimony for others. Your story will awaken faith in those who thought their time was over. You are becoming a living invitation to begin again. Sustained youth of spirit requires stewardship. Protect your peace, guard your focus. Renewal must be nurtured through gratitude, rest, and communion with God. The same Spirit that refreshed you will keep you if you remain attentive. Do not slip back into old patterns of overwork or worry. Let simplicity be your strength. Keep the rhythms of prayer, reflection, and celebration alive. Youthfulness of spirit is maintained by those who remember where their breath comes from. Doubt is the thief of reversal. It arrives quietly, suggesting that the freshness you feel will fade. Do not agree with it. When discouragement knocks, answer with remembrance. Recall the heaviness you left behind and the strength you now carry. Speak faith over your own renewal. Words shape atmosphere. Protect the miracle by refusing cynicism. Each time you affirm life, you reinforce the new pattern heaven has built within you. Chosen one, this is not a return to the past. It is the unveiling of your prime. Every experience, painful or precious, has been refined into wisdom, and now wisdom dances with energy. You are standing in the rare intersection of maturity and youth, where clarity meets creativity. Do not fear the future. It belongs to the renewed. The world has yet to see your fullest expression. You are entering the era of overflow, the season where everything planted in tears blooms in power. This is your spiritual prime. Let your heart lift in thanks. Whisper gratitude for breath, for vision, for another chance to live vibrantly. Pray simply a thank you for renewal. Thank you that my youth is restored like the eagles. May my days sing of your mercy, and may my strength serve your purpose. Breathe in peace. Exhale praise. The reversal has done its work. Stand in this new light and let it guide your steps. The journey continues, fresh, fearless, and full of grace.